Morning.
All right. Morning. Nice to see you. Thank you for letting me come here today. We're going to talk a little bit about Native Americans today and their place in U.S. history. But what I want to give you guys is a little bit different interpretation, a little bit different viewpoint than probably what you're used to. Okay? We're going to be looking at some Native accounts, in other words, things that Native Americans wrote. Okay? We're also going to be talking a great deal about worldview. Okay? Should be able to get a clue about what Native American worldview is. Anybody see Native Americans with cameras? Cell phones? No. No. No cameras type.
They pretty much at one with you.
Thank you. Looks like it's Lindsay Evans. It says appointment 11:30, 11:20. All right. Did you get a chance to get it? And feel free to pass those books around. Share and let other people see them, okay? Because that's important. All right, so you guys are in groups now according to which essay that you read, okay, and you made notes on. And you started to fill out the chart, which I have here on the board, okay? And we'll go through this at the end. But I wanted to give you guys a chance to work in teams and try to, see what each other thought and come up with some ideas on this, okay? Here's your goal, okay? Here's your goal. And this doesn't have to be long, okay? But someone from your group is going to provide a brief reaction and summary. So that's important to understand. That's important to understand. So the treaties became commonplace in terms of trying to get stuff out of the pretty strong essay you got here in terms of let us examine the facts. This is a rebuttal, okay, to Native American policy.
I thought it was very
Okay, good. So make sure, are you going to give the summary or somebody else? Simon's going to give the summary. Okay, guys. When the colonists first came, how were they received? The Indians go, no, get out of here.
No, they welcome us.
They welcome them. Okay? Judge people. Okay? And they were known for that. Okay? For providing hospitality. What else do you guys
All the raises the resources of the land, sacred, they were guardians and custodians.
That's very important. They see themselves as guardians and custodians of the land.
some information filled out.
I was telling those guys, imagine if somebody came to your house and rounded up all your pets and killed them. It's about the same thing. Because the American colonists treat animals, okay? Power, in terms of what made a Native American powerful, what made a colonist powerful. Time, conception of time. There's one really good story, I can't remember which essay it's in, but it's a really good story about how the colonists needed a watch to tell them what time they were hungry. Okay? It's very different from the Native American conception. Okay? Politics, conflict resolution. We'll get into this when we look at treaties. Okay? And we look at how things were resolved. Okay? Military. And finally, family. Okay? Different. Okay? And there's evidence of that in there. Does that answer your question, Mitchell?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Somebody or many people from your group, just to give a brief description of the article. Okay? No. No. Give a brief description of the article. Okay? And then any evidence that you guys found in terms of the conflicting worldviews. And we'll fill that chart out as we go. Okay? So if you hear somebody say some things that you hadn't got yet, make sure you write that down so you can complete your chart. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is everybody on the same page? All right, so let's have group one. Somebody from group, or essay number one. Who did essay number, where's number one at? Okay, go ahead. Somebody just kind of give us a brief summary of the article, or the essay that you wrote, you read, rather.
Well, it's the nation's hoop is broken and shattered. Told of how the Indian tribes managed to keep their traditions and views alive.
Okay.
Their cultural differences.
Okay.
Strive for justice.
When they talk about keeping the hoop alive, what are they referring to? What do you think? Culture?
Their way of life.
Their
pretty
way of
much.
life. Okay. The buffalo, right?
Yeah.
Was that what your essay was about?
Yep.
Okay. In terms of buffalo, we'll put buffalo here with nature, Mother Earth. What did you find out about their connection to the buffalo? In other words, what was it like for them?
Well, the buffalo was their life, so if they didn't have any buffalo, they weren't going to live because they used it for everything.
Okay, good. Crucial to survival, right?
Yep, because they made their homes out of it, they ate it,
Okay. So
made
clothes,
clothes.
food, clothing. Okay. In terms of religion and spirituality, I think it says in that article that the buffalo occupied actually a place in their spiritual realm, right? No? Well, it did. The buffalo is sacred, okay? And we'll put this up here. We'll talk about connection to animals, okay? I was telling you guys that what happened to the buffalo, okay, was like someone coming into your home and taking all your pets and killing them and then selling them, okay? That's basically what happened, okay? Did the Indians hunt buffalo for money?
No.
No,
What do they hunt for? Just to,
to eat and survive.
okay? Okay, so buffalo for the Indians meant survival, okay? Now the native, or on the European side, what was going on?
It was a profit or resource.
Buffalo hunting was a for-profit activity. Okay. Who was buying the pelts?
Probably Europeans or rich people.
Absolutely. Well, people back east.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a big fad in the 17 and 1800s to have buffalo, a buffalo tarp, okay, or a buffalo pelt. Okay. So buffalo for profit, right? What else about your essay? Any reaction?
They over-hunted it and almost drove it into extinction.
Absolutely. Okay. So the buffalo was overhunted, nearly to extinction. Okay. Good. All right. Number 2. Who had essay 2? Good job. Okay. First, a reaction and a summary. Go ahead.
Our reaction towards the essay was just like how they got like their land and stuff. I was saying like how it was free to them.
Okay. So we're talking about land here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
How their land was free and how their religion was additive and
It was additive, right?
yeah,
Okay.
additive. And the natives, like how the natives thought the land was free and then they did not want it anymore.
Right. One of the things that the European colonists thought the Indians were fools for selling their land for trinkets. But the fact was that the Native Americans said, you can't sell something that was here before you, that'll be here after you. That's ridiculous. So they thought they were getting the better deal, okay? Because this concept of private property was completely foreign, okay? So let's put this, private property. Foreign. Land was what? Land was, how about sacred?
Yeah.
Okay, sacred. Okay. Over here on this side, though, the land, what do you think? The European colonists, land was what? It was a...
The whites wanted to own the land
Well, sure.
for themselves.
Sure, ownership was a big deal because it meant money. It meant capital, okay? Capital. Okay? Dollar signs in their eyes, all right? Manipulating the land. Mining, right? One of the reasons they relocated Native Americans was to free up the lands that they inhabited so they could use those lands for natural resources, which makes sense if you're trying to build a country, right? Right? Maybe yes, maybe no. That's where your interpretation